Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. If you're walking around debating on whether you want to see this performance, it is a must-see. Today, from Wake Forest University, we have Associate Professor Christina Soriano, who's a professor of dance. We have Christina Hugschmidt, Assistant Professor of Geriatrics, the Stitch Center for Healthy Aging and Alzheimer's Prevention at the Wake Forest University School of Medicine. In addition, we have two Wake Forest students. We have Cameron King and Alice Romanoff. But it gets even better. In addition to the Wake Forest population, we also have some of our community citizens. We have with us over here Jim Notke and Betsy Notke, who are the experts here that are going to help demonstrate the performances. So this group of people we have here are working on an interdisciplinary team bridging art and neuroscience. Together, they are developing an improvisational movement curriculum for older adults living with neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. And it gets better. In January, this group began an NIH-funded study testing the movement protocol. Today, they're all here to join us and teach you what they're learning and what they're experiencing in their research.
I don't need that. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Great. Cool. I think I'm on, yeah? Okay. You want to start?
Sure. So I am Neuroscience Christina, and this is my partner, Dance Christina. And we are going to do some movement exercises with you today that Christina is going to lead you through. She wanted me to talk briefly about the scientific component of our work. So we are looking at how her dance movement can affect the brain by using fMRI and looking at brain networks and how they change in response to dance. So hopefully you'll join us and start moving so that you can see how these wonderful exercises make your brain and your body feel.
Ready for sound? Okay. Welcome everybody. Again, we're from Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where we love to dance. So come and join us. We're going to start by waking up some energy between our hands, getting some heat generated. And now we're going to wake up our skin. So starting to create some percussive sound, finding body parts maybe you haven't touched yet today. Sorry about that. And then change it to swiping or wiping. Keep that going with your right hand while your left hand taps. Good. Change it now to raindrops softly falling on your skin. With one arm, keep the raindrops going. With the other, create that percussive flapping you were doing. So one of the things we do in addition to physical challenges is cognitive ones. How many multitasking things can we do at once? Good. Let's wake up the head and neck. Your own little head dance. Moving the head around in space, checking out the environment, noticing this beautiful space we're in, and the rich history within it. Colors, textures, people. As you move your head, start to say the colors you see. Green, brown, white, black, blue, red, blue, silver. Good. Move it to your shoulders. Shoulder dance. Imagining clockwise and counterclockwise circles with the shoulders. Keep one shoulder moving circularly and the other vertically. Notice if you can create that in your body. Yeah. Excellent. Good. And write your phone number with your left elbow. Good. And write somebody else's phone number with your right elbow. Good. And conduct an orchestra. And change that to conducting traffic. Conduct an orchestra and traffic at the same time. Beautiful work, everybody. Wouldn't this be nice if this was always our traffic conductors? Excellent. Good. Shake that out. And with your hands, just begin to create random numbers, different pairings of numbers.
I'll be sitting when the evening comes.
Create a scenario with 8.
Watching the ships
Create a different scenario for 8. Good. Shake that out. See if you can remember the first scenario for 8 you created. Go. And the second.
Watching the tide.
Good. Shake it out. And just the right arm dances. Isolating just the right arm. From the fingertips to the shoulder girdle, how many ways can the right arm dance in space? Activating all of the molecules around you in space.
Headed for the Frisco Bay.
Good. With your right fingers, touch a spot on your left arm. From there, initiate movement for your left arm dance. Left arm moving in space.
Just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide.
Think about speed. Think about effort. Think about the pace in which you conduct something. Good. Now both arms at once.
Look like nothing's gonna
If you notice, none of us are doing the same thing, and yet we are doing the same thing. We're all doing a 2-armed dance. And what we favor in this class pedagogy is saying that we're all capable of self-generating our own unique movement wherever we are in our physical lives. Pause where you are. Take a look around the room. Copy a shape by someone that you see. Go. Go back to your shape. Find a new pathway to get from this shape to the shape you copied.
Watching the tide.
Good, and a new pathway back to your original shape.
Sitting on the dock of the bay.
Lovely, beautiful work. Good. Wrist dance, just the wrists. See if you can make figure 8s in clockwise and counterclockwise directions. Good, and start to cross the midline of the body in as many ways as you can. Crossing the midline of the body becomes a skill that gets more challenging as we age. So we practice this in our class and think about all the ways we can reach. And this reaching turns into something very important, like reaching for something in a cabinet in your home or trying to get someone's attention. Keep reaching. Don't forget the space behind you. Good. Go for a swim. Change your stroke. Keep the stroke going with one arm and the other stroke with the other. Good. Shake that out. Here we go. Torso dance. Generous circles with the torso. Looking good, everybody. Find north, south, east, and west. Find those points as though your body is a compass. Establish northeast and southwest and southeast and northwest. And as you're moving, start to create a cross-country trip. Imagine where you are driving and where you land. And as you land at a site in this amazing country of ours, pause and name that city as you move to it. Maine. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. San Diego, California. Portland, Oregon. Oklahoma City. Good. Now initiating from the spine, thinking about your spine as a slow-moving whip that moves through space. Your head and neck are a part of your spine. And as this spine is moving, now imagine you're one of those inflatable things at the used car dealerships, where the air comes from the bottom and it goes out through the top. Beautiful. Good. Pause where you are. Move to a new shape. Move, 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 pause. Good, nice work everybody. Let's think about our pelvis down, shall we? Let's stomp grapes and make some wine. Moving all around. And let's find a rhythm all together with the music you hear. Stomping grapes. As though we are the accompanying percussion. Good. And start to paint the surface of the floor with your feet. Alternate this with tap dancing. Even if you don't know how to tap dance, fake it. Good. Tap dancing, painting, alternating those actions. So if tap dancing is percussive and painting is smooth, how can you find that also coordinated with your upper body? So as you're tap dancing, it's as though you're playing the drums, and as you're painting, perhaps you're smoothing the top of the surface, alternating between these effort qualities and actions. I love to see children here. Welcome. Good. Right upper body, left lower body. Go. Can you coordinate the midline with your elbow and knee, finding right upper body, left lower body? Imagining there is energy from your right fingertips through to your left toes. Gorgeous. Smoothly transition, left upper, right lower. Good, you guys? Left upper, right lower. Good. Just the left side of the body, just the left. If you're just joining us, we're here from Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem. We're working with improvisational movement for brain-body health. We work intergenerationally, and we work with older adult populations living with neurodegenerative diseases. Right side of the body. Gorgeous. All right, here we go. Right shoulder, left knee. Right shoulder, left knee. Left thumb, right toes. Beautiful. Right hand, left eye. Left ribs, right wrist. Knees and face. Right toes, left fingers. Head and pelvis. Good, let's join and play the piano. Keep playing the piano, add the harp. So we're working sagittally and horizontally. These kinds of exercises are so good for our brain and our body. Good. Drawing circles with your left arm. All different size shapes. Keep the left arm circling, add the right knee circling. So we're warming up joints. Good, and right arm and left leg angular movements. So thinking about angles and lines. And good. Whole body dance. We're gonna do what you perceive to be a 30-second whole body dance, a very clear beginning and a very clear ending. Let's begin together. Go. find your ending shape, just reflect for a moment what that 30-second journey was. And now we're going to do a new 30-second dance, completely different in tone, color, effort, shape, quality. Begin when you're ready and end in a new shape. Go. As you find your new ending shape, just think for a moment about what made that dance different from the previous one. What we try to cultivate in class is an experience where you can generate a lot of different qualitative responses and have physical agency to create a lot of difference and movement possibilities. We always want to be creating new things in our lives, regardless of our age. Movement belongs to all of us. Good. Let's just give ourselves a little vigorous leg shake. And now start a heel toeing, opening and closing. Again, thinking about how important it is to keep the hips warm. The next time your legs are open, find the forearms and just give yourself a little stretch for the inner thighs. And you can softly turn and feel your right ear hearing a secret. And then your left ear turning and hearing a new secret. And then turn back to your right ear and tell that secret to the person next to you. And turn and tell the secret to the person next to you on the other side. Good, lift from the belly and come on up, heel toe your way in. Slide the right leg long. We're just gonna stretch the back of the legs for a minute. If you're joining us, we are from Wake Forest University and we create movement opportunities for everybody. We're interested in the ways movement is a part of wellness. And together we hope to get everybody dancing in the world. If that's not a good goal to have, I don't know what is. Reaching the fingertips up tall, one joint at a time, releasing, falling down. Good, float that right arm up again and let it softly float wistfully. Noticing different effort, how that embodies in your body and what that feels like. And an anvil dropping from the top of a building. Gorgeous. Left side, here we go. Fingertips, tiptoe down. Waking up the backs of the leg. Feeling the fingers go past the toes, reaching up and releasing one joint at a time. Down, falling, reaching, down. And once again, reaching down, stretching the back of the legs. Notice how your body feels, these changes maybe that are in the body since you've started, and floating down softly, smoothly. Notice the control your amazing body has in doing these actions. One more time, fingertips, good. Thank you for smiling. This should be something that we enjoy. There is so much to be excited about. Good, and drop the arm down, heavy anvil. Gorgeous. Okay, here we go. Here's the challenge. 2 arms up. One is an anvil, one is a floating feather. Could you keep that feather going? Beautiful. Good. Floating them back up. One is an anvil, one is that one joint at a time. Excellent. Good. Start to swing the arms, crossing alternating wrists. Like we're getting our engines reared up and going. Good, keep that going and look over your right and left shoulder as you cross alternating wrists. Notice if you can keep that patterning going as you're swinging. Good, the next time you're swinging up, finish in a hug. Give yourself a hug. You can squeeze and thank your body for doing what it just did. There's so much wisdom in our bodies. Our body doesn't just exist to carry this thing around, right? So together with neuroscience teams and with fabulous students and community members, we are hoping to dispel that myth at Wake and get the body back front and center in the work that we do. Unfold the arms, reaching out, blinking them open, sending superpower energies out into the space. Release the arms down at your side. Start to crease at the hips. We're going to come up to standing in a moment, but it's good to feel this creasing moment a little bit as we go. Let the arms drop at your side and see if you can find that momentum with a wide base of support at your feet. And you're going to come up to standing up on your legs and just take a moment and take it in. Notice the changes in your body. Notice maybe where you also feel some pain or something's a little awkward or funky. And here's where the body wisdom comes in. You have your own 30-second dance now to respond to a body part that maybe needs a little extra love or attention. Listen to it. Where does it need to be? And trust that you know the way to serve that place. And find it in your own body uniquely. Yeah, I see a right shoulder over there. Good. And when you feel satisfied, just take a moment and we're going to have a 15-second reflective moment. Listening, where is the body at? What has changed since 22 minutes ago when we started? Close your eyes if you want, or keep them open. Focus on your breath. How is your breathing? How do you feel? You all look fabulous. We're going to continue now with an exercise that we call duet with the chair, or in your case, duet with the stool. All of this prompt is finding ways that you can interact and move with and around and among your stool. There are neighbors near you. If as you're moving, it becomes also an interactive thing with other people, that's okay. We live in the world with other people. It's okay if we come into contact with them, yeah? So duet with the chair. You exploring the different ways this object, this stool, has function and is an object that you can move and duet dance with. So begin and explore and see what's possible. And the other thing is you can look at some of these amazing people up here and follow what they're doing. There's no wrong answer. We privilege improvisation in class because of its democratic nature. There isn't a right or wrong way to do what we do. The only way is the way that you select. That's the right way.
You don't look like anyone I've seen before.
Start to think about an interesting ending moment. How can it end for you?
Like Jane Fonda.
And just be with the ending moment with your chair, however it might be. You can look around and see some of these fascinating responses. Gorgeous. Good work. My provost is cooler than your provost. He's standing on a stool. Good. Coming back to the front of your chair and starting to think about patterns of circling around your chair. One of the challenges sometimes with a disease like Parkinson's is turning as you walk. So we practice turning, and we do it near an object that if we feel unsteady, we have it there to serve us. So imagining you have a clock around the periphery of your chair, start to walk in 15, 30, or 45-minute increments around your chair. You can go counterclockwise or clockwise. Make sure you take in your environment and know the space that you have.
They put poles across the countryside. strung wire over fields and pastures. There was
As you keep walking around the chair in these 15, 30, and 45, and 60-minute increments, you can also start to add arms.
electricity
Where's the hour hand and where's the minute hand as you're walking?
coming to take away forever dark ways of life. I was trying to describe you to someone.
Good. And coming back to the side of your stool or chair. Nice work, everybody.
Don't look
Our class is scalable, meaning anything and everything we do, we can do sitting or standing. So if at a point somebody feels like they need to sit in their chair, all of the exercises we do can continue in a seated capacity. So at this point, we're actually going to do some more walking patterns. So I'm going to ask that you not necessarily move the stools, but that we keep them in the space that they're at, because this is very much reflective of the busyness of our lives. This is kind of a chaotic space that we have to navigate and move around. So what we're going to do is move around our space, and we'll do it here with one another. And you are walking and pausing. That is your prompt. Walk, decide how long you walk, decide how long you pause. Begin when you're ready. Part of what you have to do is navigate the space and others around you. And if we think mindfully about why we walk where we walk, and when we pause, or why we pause where we pause, it also gives us different intention throughout our practice of moving. As you're passing people, you can see them. We don't have to always keep our focus down. You can keep your focus out, and if you encounter someone, see them. Acknowledge them. You can smile. You can say hello. 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 Starting to layer in some of our work now, thinking about some of the stuff we did seated in the chair. It comes back now as we locomote in space. As you're walking and pausing, as you pause, you're thinking about adding a shape with your body of some kind. Adding some kind of physical shape with your body as you pause, and then just stop, start walking again, and add a new shape. Every time generating some new physical movement. Doesn't matter if it's not super complex or super fabulous. It's just about a new movement generated every time. Decide how long you really live in the shape before you move away from it. And already this is starting to happen. This is the next stage of this. We want to think about, as we walk and pause, maybe the pause involves another shape. So suddenly my body is in relationship to Cameron's in a way that I might not have chosen this shape had I not seen this shape that she created or produced in front of me. So walking, pausing, finding new people. Looks great. Really gorgeous choices, everybody. Good, new challenge. See if after every time you pause, you can start to accumulate your shapes. So if I walk and pause, this is my first shape. When I walk and pause, I'm going to make my first shape again and then add a new one. Then I'm going to walk and pause and go back 1 into 2 into 3. And don't worry about how many you can or can't remember. Go back and repeat them if you want. Or just start over, no judgment. There's no movement police that are going to come and tell us whether or not we're doing this right or wrong. We're just challenging ourselves to think about these 3 shapes or 2 shapes in succession of one another. do a couple of more exercises together, and then I'd love to answer questions or hear suggestions from you. Again, if you're just joining us, we are students and faculty and researchers and community members from Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem, where we bring intergenerational groups of movers together to learn together in a studio and in scientific research, looking at the ways this kind of a class can help communities of people living with diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. So this next exercise actually requires a partner. So I would encourage you to dance with someone that maybe you don't know, and it becomes a way to meet someone new. So I'm going to borrow my fabulous student Alice, and Alice and I are going to play a game that I just call Fist Hand, and this came out of a really amazing dancer and choreographer I know in Toronto named David Norsworthy. And David's prompt is simply, and again it's a scalable prompt, so it's going to get more challenging, but I'm just simply going to make a fist or an extended hand. If I make a fist, Alice is going to move with circular movements in her body, and she's watching to see when that fist might move and become a hand. And then when she sees hand, the action changes to more angular or linear movements. And then when I feel like, hey, you've done that enough, now it's my turn, Alice is going to give me either fist or hand, and then I'm going to create physical, angular, or rounded circular shapes based on what she, and then based on what I see, I'm creating responses, yeah? So if you see this, rounded shapes of the body. If you see this, elongated, angular shapes. See? Good. Okay, here we go. Decide who among your partner will go first and who goes second. Okay? Begin when you're ready. Challenge yourself to come up with a different movement capacity, a different movement idea. And delight in the transition when it changes. Again, you can do this sitting or standing. Surprise yourself with what you're capable of doing. Beautiful, everybody. You look awesome. And then when you're ready, go ahead and switch roles. Switch roles. You look fabulous. Good, go ahead and find an ending shape. Excellent. Okay. Adding, thank your partner, really good work. The next stage of this is we're going to add the other hand. So if you used your left hand to do either circle or hand shape, your right hand is going to determine speed. So if I'm with Alice and I give her this and 1, it means she's doing angular shapes at a slow speed. If I changed and did this, Alice would create angular shapes now with a very faster speed, or I might then do that. And she has to find that transition. So we're interested so much in the generation of the material, but also the way she quickly responds to altering the idea and the quality of movement in her body and how that transition looks like to get her to the next place. Beautiful. Yeah, you get the idea. Now, I can do this seated. I could do this bedside in a hospital with somebody. I could do this with nursing staff. I do this work with physical therapists. So all of these prompts that generate from the body teach us so much about ourselves as well. Good. Carry on with your partner. See what it feels like when speed gets involved in the process, yeah? And study your partner and his or her choices. Notice what they do and how they do it. Learn from them. Delight in what they're teaching you about your body. People dancing, at any point, you can now start to change and take the role of the conductor. You look fabulous, everybody. Keep going. Notice what tension feels like differently in the body when you work in circles versus angles. Start to find an ending shape. Thank your partner for that beautiful conducting and that beautiful performance. Good. We're going to finish with one last exercise, but it requires us, if we can, making a circle all together. I'm going to come down so we're all on the same level here. Hi, everybody. All right, I'm down here now. We're going to finish with one of the most quintessential games that we play in class. So if we can make a circle, this act in and of itself is improvisational. How do you make a circle as a group? Yeah, thank you. And again, if you would prefer to stay seated, bring your stool with you. We can sit or stand. Come join us. Yes, this is where we just get to be the cool group that we are. And this game is called Pass the Energy. And Pass the Energy is one where we all get to take turns being the leader and have this community of people follow your actions. I'll start, and you're just going to try to absorb what it is this movement is that I'm doing. And as you're doing it with me, when I feel like there has been an acceptable quorum here of people doing it as me, I'm going to pass it to my friend. What is your name? I'm going to pass it to my new friend, Debbie. The movement never stops. She is just going to evolve it into something new. And as we follow her now, we become and take on Debbie's quality. And we're noticing the right-leftedness of Debbie's action. We're paying attention to quality of movement. And as Debbie feels satisfied and passes it to this gentleman with green, we follow him. And again, we're absorbing the group, and this powerful group dynamic emerges. And again, if you see somebody doing an action that feels challenging, you respond with an acceptable version that is your own. Your body is the body that knows what it needs. You are your best teacher in these moments. As you are following somebody, you're getting the essence of what they're doing. Okay. Like everybody's played this game before. As we keep going, I'll just remind us all that we are all dancers if we allow ourselves to be. We came into this world dancing, and we can also keep doing it throughout our lives. And thank you for doing it with a smile. It also feels pretty good when you notice there are 20, 30 people following you, listening only to you. Your voice, your physical movement now, as your voice is the thing that matters, and the group respects and honors that as it continues to move. So Andrea is doing a movement that is not one to be taken lightly. Moving around oneself in a circle requires weight shifting in a lot of ways. No, it's good. It's also part of the conversation of movement is something we often take for granted because we just do it and our body does it without thinking about it. But when it starts to challenge us with movement, it's the times we need to practice moving even more. Yeah. Keep the movement moving. Yes, thank you. Now dancing is the world's coolest neuroscientist on the planet. Finishing off with Cameron. Finish us off strong, Cam. Give us something to go home with. And very good. Can we all quickly hold hands, please? We're going to finish with, I'm going to squeeze Debbie's hand and Cameron's. And as you do that, pass it to the person next to you, but make sure you see them and you look into their eyes. Okay, I'll start with you, Debbie, and then you squeeze it down into you, Cameron, and it's going to go around the circle, and I think it'll end with Betsy. Somebody gets it twice. Who it does, we'll see. I knew it was Betsy. I knew it. Good. Thank you, everyone, for participating again. I invite you to join us in Winston-Salem, North Carolina at Wake Forest University, where the most fabulous researchers, faculty members, students, and community members live and do work, where we are so devoted to bringing artists and scientists together and solving some of the problems that come inherently as we age and live longer in this world. Again, Wake Forest, thank you Smithsonian and the ACC, and thank you all for participating. So we have a couple of moments for questions. You can take a seat or you can move on and see some exhibits, but we will be here. I also want to invite you all to check out our booth. We're down in 1F in the West Wing, where we have some data and some really cool videos. Thank you.